Hey guys, this is Sergeant K USMC. On behalf of the Healers for Heroes program located at the Healers for Heroes Ranch in beautiful Plano, Texas. On this video we're going to do something a little bit differently. The other videos that we've had so far have been more informational, kind of jovial, that kind of thing, letting you know what happens in a ranch environment, or letting you know the tidbits, the minutiae, as you were, of what's involved with being an equestrian. But today I'm going to get really specific about why the program exists and why we're doing the program. So first and foremost, I want to put up probably the single most important aspect of our entire video today, and that is the Veterans Suicide Crisis Line. That number is 1-800-273-8255. Again, that number is 1-800-273-8255. You can also reach them online, www, as if anybody does that anymore, .veteranscrisisline.net. That's all one word. Just so you guys have it here, I'm going to let that be its own thing for a second, if you need it. Alright, so why is this important today? Well, it occurred to me that most of you know that we're out here raising money for a veteran service organization, but a lot of you probably don't understand why we're out here raising money for a veteran service organization. So I'm going to just dive right into it. Now be advised, I'm warning you in advance, this is going to be some pretty heady and emotional stuff. A lot of it's going to be emotional for me. Hopefully some of it will be emotional for you. So let's get right into it. 22 veterans a day in this country kill themselves. 22. We've lost more veterans at home than we have in the current war going on in Afghanistan and Iraq. Let that sink in. We've lost about 2,000 guys in the actual theater of war. We've lost more than that here at home. Let me put that to you another way. War itself has taken fewer lives over there than it has taken over here. You guys probably hear this and think to yourself, man, that's a pretty significant tragedy. We should do something about that. Oh, I agree. We should definitely do something about that. And there's quite a few veteran service organizations out there that are doing something about that. Great programs that I will avoid mentioning specifically because I don't know if it's illegal to do so in a video of this nature. But look them up. They are out there. And the one that I know that I can mention is the Veterans Suicide Crisis Line, the VSCL, that was set up by the VA in, I believe, 2007, I believe is when that started up. And there's some staggering freaking statistics on this one. I'm going to share them with you, and I had to write them down, so excuse me while I'm turning my head. In 2013, the VA released a study that covered suicides from 1999 to 2010, which showed that roughly 22 veterans a day kill themselves. Now, of those veterans, the hardest hit are still our Vietnam veterans. And boy, have I got a staggering number for you on that one. Now, a recent analysis of those numbers, when it's broken down by demographic and perspective, show that the suicide rate among veterans is 30 per 100,000, which is double what it is for civilians. Let me put this into another context. If you take 10 people that you know versus 10 veterans that you know, of those 10 people that you know, you're going to get, according to this, 3 veterans will kill themselves versus 1.4 out of the civilian side. If it hasn't sunk in yet, don't worry. I'm going to completely bring your night to an absolute screeching halt. Since the inception of the Veterans Suicide Crisis Prevention Line, 500,000 phone calls a year are made to them. 500,000 veterans. To put this into perspective, the current status of forces of the United States Marine Corps is about 176,000 guys. There's 176,000 Marines, almost 3 times that number, call the Veterans Suicide Crisis Line every single year. Let's get into another one. Since its inception, the VCL has answered over 3 million calls. Of those 3 million calls, they initiated dispatch of emergency services to callers imminently in crisis 84,000 times. 84,000 times. 84,000 veterans made a phone call and said, I've got a gun to my head. I've got a knife to my wrist. I just took a pile of pills. 84,000. Go look up the numbers of the biggest stadium in your state. And I believe for us, that's where the Cowboys play. 84,000. That's more than fit in that stadium. 84,000 guys that were so close to killing themselves that somebody had to come and stop them. I got more numbers for you. Combat vets aren't the only ones that are out there punching their own ticket. It's not just the combat vets. I keep saying this to people. PTSD doesn't just happen to guys who are out there running and gunning. It also happens to guys like me. The vast majority of my PTSD doesn't come from the fact that I was shot at, or stabbed for that matter. It comes from the fact that I lost somebody very, very close to me. It's called survivor's guilt. And it sucks. But we're going to get into that in a little bit more heavily after I finish off these numbers for you. Now, combat veterans are more likely to kill themselves. Not only are they more likely to have suicidal ideation, they're the ones that are also the most likely to plan it and actually do it. They're also the ones that are most likely to be depressed, and they're the ones that are less likely to seek help from professional sources. So we have a problem here, people. We have people, 84,000 of them. A football stadium full of people that didn't want to reach out to doctors, nurses, hospitals, police, firemen, EMTs, or even their best friends. No, what they preferred to do was make a phone call to an anonymous source. We're going to get into the reason why for that in just a second. The same study found that veterans with PTSD related to combat experience or combat-related guilt, which is survivor's guilt, may be a significant predictor of suicidal ideation and attempts. Well, no shit. Let me remind you again, the Veterans Crisis Line number is 1-800-273-8255. That number again, I'll put it up real slow, 1-800-273-8255. Or you can reach them on the internet at www.veteranscrisisline.net. I'm going to put this up again for a couple seconds so everybody can see it. Make sure everybody's got a good view of that. Good to go. Now, as I said earlier, the Vietnam vets are the hardest hit. Vietnam veterans have killed themselves to the point where you would have to take the Vietnam War Memorial, where 52,246 names are, and double it. This is unacceptable, guys. This is unacceptable. Over 100,000 of my brothers and sisters from Vietnam killed themselves. Now, I know a lot of you people have an understanding of what this means. Some of you have probably been touched by suicide. You probably know a friend that killed themselves. You probably know a family member that killed themselves. You might even be one of the unfortunate few out there, sadly a number that is less few every day, that know a veteran that isn't in your life anymore because they killed themselves. So let's talk about ways to fix that problem, shall we? The biggest issue that we have, as promised, circling back, the biggest issue that we have is we're proud. We're trained to look at everything that happens to us and say, nah, I can work through this. I got it. It's on me. We're also trained to believe that if we show a sign of weakness, and that's what this is to us, to our fellow veterans, that we're going to be ridiculed. We're going to be mocked. We're going to be seen as weak. That bullshit needs to stop right now. If you're a veteran watching this video thinking, oh, he can't possibly understand. Nah, I don't want to get, talked down to, ran over, any of that kind of crap. Stop it. There's no freaking excuse for it. There's a number right there that you can call. And thank God a lot of you do. And if not, call me. I can be reached through the Healers for Heroes website. I can be reached through the Healers for Heroes Facebook page. Just send a private message. Trust me, it doesn't matter, day or night, I'll be on the phone with you. Because damn it, You're my brothers and you're my sisters, and I care about every single one of you. And I'm here right now because some of you out there were kind enough to care about me. Yeah, I'm one of those. I was almost one of the 22 on more than one occasion. Some of those 84,000 calls were from me. Yep, I know. I look like the normally well-adjusted guy sitting on your screen right now, but I've got a lot of issues myself, and that's why I found the Healers for Heroes program. That's why I am out there every chance I get, trying to get money for the Healers for Heroes program, so that this program can continue to survive. Because it changed my life. And I know that it can change one of your lives. Now let me give you my favorite statistic out of this. This is the only good news statistic out of the whole bunch. There are proven ways to lower the number from 22. And the number itself is somewhat debated. A lot of people are, it's only 20. Some people think it's as high as 34 per day. We're going to stick with 22. Okay? It works. Equine-assisted therapy works. Period. You see a lot of guys and gals these days running around with what they call service dogs or their emotional support animals, when they really aren't. They're just pets. There is a difference between an actual therapy dog versus what they've kind of become now. And there's only 3 that are officially recognized by the ADA. That's the Americans with Disabilities Act. That's horses, pigs, believe it or not, and dogs. And all of them are great. They're wonderful companions that absolutely make a difference. But of those 3, the one that makes the difference the fastest is horses. Horses! Who'd have thought, right? The deal with horses is if you can put a veteran on a horse for 2 hours a week for 8 weeks, you lower their probability of killing themselves by 50 freaking percent. 50%. Let me back this up a little bit for you. 22 veterans a day are killing themselves. Oh, the average age, by the way, it hits people that are older more than it hits people that are younger, but not by much. The average age for a veteran that commits suicide, according to the studies that I saw, 62% of the vets that kill themselves are 50 and over, so the Vietnam guys. The rest are almost exclusively 26 and 27-year-olds. Sucks regardless. But let's get into why this happens. This happens because we were trained and taught that there is no weakness. That if you express the weakness, that if you express the pain, that the only way out is through. And that sometimes you just got to do it alone because you shouldn't make your problem somebody else's problem. Guys, it's time to start making it somebody else's problem. This is why I'm out here on your feed right now. This is why I do so many videos. This is why I will clog up your Facebook page and your Twitter feed with just piles and piles of literally begging you for money. Because this is one of those rare opportunities where what you do with your charitable donations can actually make a difference. So I unabashedly, unashamedly, will come to you with my hat in hand, holding it out, begging if necessary for a donation. Because every single penny that you give us gives us the opportunity to put a veteran on a horse. Because we only need to do it for 8 weeks. 8 weeks. If I came to your house tonight, your wife or your husband, and I said, okay, so here's the deal. Pay me $3,000, and I can make sure that your wife or your husband, your son or your daughter who served in the military, has a better than 50% chance of not committing suicide. Would you look at that and go, meh? Don't get me wrong, I get it. Not everybody has piles of money laying around, and a lot of people think that this is a problem that somebody else is going to fix or somebody else is going to handle, but it doesn't work that way, guys. These kids went out there for us, and I say us because I wasn't in Operation Enduring Freedom or any of the stuff that's happened in Afghanistan and Iraq. My tour of service ended in 2001, sadly and unfortunately, after 6.5 years. I was medically retired. So these guys are out there doing it for us. I don't care what your political viewpoints on it are. I don't care if you think we should be there or not. What you should care about is that we have people there right now doing it for us. And when they come home, they have twice the national average rate to kill themselves because of what they saw over there. That's our responsibility to fix. It is 100% our responsibility to fix. Even if we're not talking about, the fact that they're veterans, whether you like it or not, they're our fellow human beings, our fellow Americans. They are people who are putting it all on the line for us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if it weren't for them, well, I wouldn't be able to make this video. You wouldn't be able to watch this video. We wouldn't live in the country that we live in. So yeah, I'm going to ask you for money every single chance I get. I'm going to open every conversation with, this is what my organization is, and this is what we need, and this is why. It takes roughly $2,600 to $3,000 per month per veteran to have a veteran on a horse. $2,600 to $3,000 a month. That's what it costs us. At the end of 8 weeks, that veteran that we put on the horse is 50% less likely to kill themselves. Now, I sincerely, honest to God, hope that none of you out there have ever had to deal with a suicide. I've had to deal with quite a few. My dad killed himself. It sucked. A lot. He was a Vietnam vet, by the way. It was his PTSD that got him. Would have been great to have had the opportunity to talk to Dad about my issues and explain to him what was going on with me. But I didn't get that opportunity because when I was 19 years old, he stuffed a gun to his chest and pulled the trigger. Vietnam killed him in 1993. These are the problems that we deal with today. And of course he didn't tell anybody about it. And of course he didn't want to see anybody about it. And he absolutely damn sure didn't want to go to the VA about it, because what happens when you go to the VA? Well, they're a government organization. So the minute you say to the VA, hey, I think I'm going to kill myself, you're institutionalized immediately. So we have to be very careful when we talk to the VA. We have to be very careful when we talk to our civilian practitioners. We have to build up a level of trust with them that sometimes we just don't have the time for, guys. I've lost a lot of friends, a lot of them. I've lost 1 or 2 in actual combat. I've lost way more because of the war at home. And you see it in tons of different ways and in tons of different places. There are a lot of homeless vets right now. Again, 26 and 27-year-old kids. Because they're so screwed up over there and they have to go through so many hoops over here to get the help that they need that they ultimately just give up and kill themselves. Guys, this is a problem that we can fix. We can actually fix this problem. God bless all the veteran service organizations out there working on this problem. We're one of them, and we can definitely make a difference. We're stationed in Plano, Texas. If you're in the Dallas area and you need our help, you're a veteran listening to this right now, hit me up. Let me know. We will put you on a horse. Free of charge. You don't have to pay anything out of pocket. If you've got a friend, if you're listening to this, you got a friend that you think would benefit from our program, hit us up. We'll put them on a horse, and we're going to help them because it matters more than anything else in the world. 8 weeks. That's all it takes is 8 weeks. 2 hours a week for 8 weeks lowers the probability of a veteran committing suicide by 50% or more. And all it takes from you guys out there watching this video is to either give me your money so that we can afford it, or come volunteer and help us out. We would love to have you come down and be a part of the program and a part of the problem. Because simply put, we can no longer simply sit back and say, oh, that's horrible. Let me forward this to some friends. Let's raise awareness. No, the time for raising awareness is over. The time for action is now. Awareness is fine, but it's not enough. That's why I like Rosie. That's why I like the Healers for Heroes Ranch. And that's why I love the Healers for Heroes program, especially enough to actually be a part of it and work towards it. Because I'm tired of hearing about the problem. By God, I'm going to do something about the problem. And I need you guys to help me get it done. There's a lot of us out here. And you probably know a veteran or two. And you probably can't tell that that veteran at some point or another has woken up in the middle of the night in cold sweat and tears and made a phone call to 1-800-273-8250. Again, that's the most important thing that I want you guys to take away from this. This is the Veterans Suicide Crisis Prevention Line, a line that I have called on more than one occasion, a line that I guarantee you is being used right this second. Every 65 minutes, a veteran kills themselves. Do you want to do something about it? Do you want to help? Help us. Help us help them. Volunteer with us. Get our word out. Make a donation, because I'm going to be coming at you as frequently as I can with my hat in hand, letting you know that it needs to be done. Now, I know that this sounds a bit long-winded, and maybe you feel like I'm going for your emotional heartstrings, and you're damn right I am. Because it matters too much to not give you 100% of why we're doing it. Fortunately, we don't just do this for veterans. We also do it for firemen. We do it for cops, and we do it for the certified first responders. That's the 4 in our name, by the way. We do it for them too, because it's not just stuff that happens on a battlefield that causes post-traumatic stress. It's not just stuff that happens on a battlefield that wakes a person up in the middle of the night, or causes their marriage to fall apart, or causes their relationships to go away, or causes them to just not get out of bed anymore. Guys, I spent 16 days out of every month in bed. I don't mean, I was in the house. 16 days out of every month in bed, because I didn't want to deal with the world. There were periods of time where I would spend months on end not leaving the house. Months. It was next to impossible for me to just be motivated enough to take a shower for up to a week. And believe me, my wife was not thrilled with that. But damn it, she's an awesome woman and helped get me into the program that I'm in right now. Since I have joined the Healers for Heroes program, I take less anxiety medication. I take less pain medication. I have lost weight and I sleep better at night. I got lucky. I found this program. I got to be the first veteran that they used in this program. It works. Thank God I'm not the only veteran in this program anymore, and we have a fireman that's part of our program now. I'm not going to give testimonials for other people. This is my testimonial, talking to you about what the program has done for me. But as somebody who has lost actual family to veteran suicide, and as somebody who has lost brothers and sisters in arms to veteran suicide, I can't sit by anymore and just let it happen. God, please don't sit by and just let it happen to you. If you've got a veteran family member, I guarantee you they've called that number at least once. Don't wait until it happens to you to do something about it today. Period. It's up to us to be there for them, because they have been there for us. Now, I think that I've said about all that needs to be said right now, and I know that this video has kind of gone on a little long, might have been a little bit on the dramatic side. I don't apologize for any of that. If you see me in the street, you should know that I will be asking you for money. When you see my videos, know that I'm asking you for money. This video is going to have a link to PayPal down below. I want donations. Doesn't matter if you can't give me $1 million. Give me one. Everything that you give works towards breaking down 22 a day. If we can get it down by just one number, we have done a job that is miraculous. So help me out with this, guys. So this has been Sergeant K, USMC, on behalf of the Healers for Heroes program, which is located at the Healers for Heroes Ranch in beautiful Plano, Texas. As a reminder, we're a 501c3 veterans charity organization. That means that every donation you make to us is tax deductible. Every penny that you give us goes towards helping veterans. It costs us between $2,600 and $3,000 per month to help a veteran. 8 weeks on a horse, that veteran is 50% less likely to kill themselves. If you had somebody in your family that was battling with depression, and I told you all it would cost you is $6,000 to increase their odds of survival by 50%, tell me you wouldn't donate. And for those of you out there, again, I'm going to put this up one last time. This is the number to the Veterans Suicide Crisis Line, 1-800-273-8255. You can reach them at veteranscrisisline.net. Guys, if you need to talk to them, talk to them. You can do it anonymously. So it's not like it's going to get back to you in any way. Don't listen to the conspiracy theorists. If you need me, contact me. Hit me up on Facebook, on Twitter. Let me know that you need me. Damn it, I'll be on the phone with you all night long. I'll do whatever it is that you need me to do just to keep you in the game one more day. And I'll bring you out to the ranch and put you on the back of a horse. Hell, you don't even have to ride the thing. You can just pet it and stroke it and talk to it a little bit. Trust me, it opens up gateways that you didn't realize were locked anymore. So friends, that's all I got for you tonight. I hope that this never ever impacts you. But I am appealing to your compassion and praying that you would be willing to make sure that this is a problem that doesn't happen to somebody else. Visit us on our social media. Links will be down below. Or just drop in. As always, come say howdy.